let's dive into some timeless biblical wisdom. We're talking about breaking free and finding real freedom, especially as we step into a brand new year. So buckle up for insight that might set the tone for the year ahead. So Moses had this unique childhood, growing up as an Egyptian, not as a slave, like the rest of Israel. Picture this, in light of what the Apostle Paul says in Galatians 5:1, about standing firm in the freedom that Christ gave us. Moses had to shake off any slave-like thinking to be able to lead the people, just like Paul advises us not to get tangled up in any spiritual baggage. Now let's take a look at the Hebrew word for Egypt, Mitzrayim, which means tight places or to constrict. The Israelites were stuck in a mental squeeze, creating their own struggles. This lines up with the warning in Galatians about avoiding spiritual enslavement or getting bogged down in thinking that just following the rules will save you. Life can be a real roller coaster. Galatians reminds us that faith in Jesus and His grace sets us free. It says in John 8:36, echoing this idea, saying, if the Son sets you free, we are truly free. It's like a double dose of freedom. To break free, we must follow what Paul writes in Romans 12:2, be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is good and acceptable and perfect will of God. It's not just about breaking free from external stuff. It's about shaking off the mental baggage that holds us back. That's what Jesus does for you. Growing up with the mindset of freedom as an Egyptian prince, Moses becomes a guide, a way out of mental struggles. He is like a living example of the freedom Paul and John talk about, a leader showing us the path to real liberation. Speaking of new beginnings, let's look at Isaiah 43:18 and 19. It's a perfect scripture as we step into a new year. Isaiah tells us to forget the old stuff, not to dwell on the past. Why? Something new is happening, like a fresh start in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. It's a call to be forward-thinking and to embrace the new and exciting things on the horizon. So as we kick off this new year, remember the freedom that Jesus won for you on the cross. You can stand strong in the freedom that Christ gave you. You can break free from the mental struggles and embrace the new possibilities ahead. Stick around with a community of believers for more insights into amazing stuff hidden in the ancient text and beyond.